The highest leverage move in SaaS is shortening the time until a new user achieves a first meaningful result.
Hi, welcome to today's lesson, how to shorten time to first value in a SaaS business.
Hello, everyone. I'm Professor Mai. By the end of this session, you'll be able to design a shorter, clearer path for your users to reach meaningful results quickly. That matters because the faster users experience real value, the better your retention, growth, and customer satisfaction.
First value in SaaS is when the user can say, this helped me do the thing I came here to do. This is not like the first login or account creation.
Right, those are just setup steps. First value is when the user achieves something that aligns with why they signed up in the first place.
Now, in SaaS, first value sits near the beginning of the entire business loop. If it's slow, unclear, or weak, almost every downstream metric suffers.
Think of it like a relay race. If the baton isn't passed quickly at the start, the entire team's performance suffers. When you reduce that time, you set the whole customer journey up for success.
In SaaS, customer must keep deciding, right, consciously or unconsciously, is this still worth using? So the time to first value shape that decision early.
Exactly. Early value reduces uncertainty. When someone quickly sees proof of usefulness, they gain confidence and are much more likely to stick around, forming a habit of use.
Now, the opposite chain is brutal. If the time to first value is slow, user confused, right?
When it's slow, users get confused or impatient. They might not come back, leading to weak activation, poor retention, and wasted acquisition efforts. It's like pouring water into a leaky bucket.
Now, most SaaS teams frame this problem like we need better onboarding. That is sometimes true, but it's too broad. A team can improve onboarding and still fail to improve first value.
Exactly. Onboarding is the journey, but first value is the destination. If the destination isn't reached, even the smoothest onboarding won't help you retain customers long term.
Now, let's take a look at some common improvement but fail. For example, add more tutorial screen, more tooltip, more email, more documentation, make setup prettier.
All those additions focus on explaining or guiding, but they don't guarantee the user achieves what they came for. It's not about more instructions. It's about the shortest credible path to a meaningful outcome.
Now, let's tackle the key question of this lesson. What counts as first value? This is the dangerous part, right? Many teams define first value too shallow. It's like create a account, log in, complete onboarding, upload profile picture, invite a teammate, click three feature, watch a tutorial. This may be useful event, but they will not prove value.
A strong first value is tied to the user's actual goal. It's when they achieve an outcome that predicts they'll come back. For example, sending their first campaign, resolving a customer issue, or generating a decision-ready report, something that proves the product is now useful.
Exactly. A strong first value event had three essential properties. Outcome link. It connects directly to the job the user came to do, not the product milestone, but a user goal. Behavioral. The user actually does something meaningful. And predictive. It increases the probability of repeated use, conversion, or long-term retention. Now, give our learners some real-life example for weak and strong.
Let's say you have a project management tool. A weak first value might be just creating a project. A strong first value, creating tasks, assigning them, and coming back to update progress. In other words, value is when they've already begun solving their real problem.
Now, let's take a look at some stronger first value event. We have here some SaaS type, for example, project management. The stronger first value event like create a project, right, assign task, and return to update progress. And we have CIM, The stronger first value event may be log real sale activity and advance one deal.
So always ask what action proves the product went from interesting to truly useful. When you define that, you'll know what first value really means.
So let's take a look at the operator upgrade. The novice asks like how many users sign up, and better operator asks how many users reach first value. But the experts do not just measure the activation volume. They ask like which first value behavior predict return use, and how quickly do the right user reaches.
That's the expert lens. It's not just about volume, it's about quality. By identifying which first value actions actually predict retention, you can optimize your path for the right users and outcomes.
Apply this when the SaaS company show any of this warning sign like good sign up but poor conversion to pay, right? Good trial but weak payroll adoption, strong demo but slow implementation, onboarding commission but weak usage, customers say useful but do not return, high initial interest but poor retention.
In these cases, you need to diagnose what's really blocking first value. Is it unclear intent? Too many steps? Friction points that make users hesitate. By pinpointing and removing those barriers, you shorten time to first value and unlock stronger retention.
Exactly, you can use this diagnostic question like what did the user come here to accomplish? What is the first meaningful result they must experience? What step must happen before the first value? And where do users slow down, hesitate, abandon, or ask for help? And how do we know they actually experience the value? And does this first value event predict retention?
And once you've identified that, you can optimize. Focus on one customer segment, define the job they came to do, and map the shortest credible path to that first value, removing or automating unnecessary steps along the way.
Now, let's take a look at the 7-step operating playbook. Now, step 1, you choose one customer segment and then you name the job to be done. You define the first value event. For example, a user reach first value when they perform a behavior and get meaningful result in contact. This is the template. And then step 4, map the current path. Remove, reorder, automate, or default, and design the shortest credible value path and measure speed and quality. Now, give our learners some real-life example for this 7-step operating playbook.
Let's say you have a SaaS tool for weekly performance reports. You pick first-time managers as your segment. Their job, create clear weekly updates. First value might be generating a report with one actionable insight. If your current path is long, sign up, profile setup, team invite. Remove or delay steps that aren't essential. Instead, offer a sample template early, guide them to generate a report, and measure how fast they reach that first meaningful result.
Here is the time to first value calc. View this as a working tool for any SaaS optimization effort. Okay, I will provide this template in the resource. Remember to click on the resource to download the time to first value calc. Now, let's take a look at this situation. A SaaS product help manager create weekly performance report. The team observed a classic pattern of survey level success masking a deeper problem. Now, the users say the product look useful, but they do not return.
In this case, you apply the card. You identify the segment, first-time managers. Their intent, a clear report with next actions. First value, generating a report that highlights one performance issue in action. You remove or delay non-essential steps, like team invites until after first value. Then measure. Do those who achieve that report return more often? That's how you test and refine first value.
Exactly. Here how you apply the CAC. It said I will provide this template in the report. Okay, download it and use. Now let me show you how to use AI to help you to do this. First, you provide your contact, and then you use the prompt template like this. I will provide the prompt template in the result. Okay.
So, the key takeaway is this: don't stop at onboarding, focus on the shortest path to first value, your action. Define a strong first value event tied to user outcomes, then streamline the path to it. The faster users experience real value, the stronger your retention and growth.
Now let's take a look at some common mistakes like confusing setup with value, optimizing for own users. This is no retention evidence, and adding more education, stopping at first value.
Exactly. Remember, setup is not value. Optimize for one segment first. Make sure your first value event predicts retention. And don't just add explanations, reduce friction. Finally, don't stop at first value. Design for repeat value. That's how you build lasting success.
Now remember, do not ask like did user finish onboarding or how many users reach the first value. Ask this question: which first value behavior predicts retained use? And how quickly do the right user reaches? That's it, the move. Now give our learner key takeaway of this lesson and say goodbye for now.
Your key takeaway: identify the action that truly proves value, then streamline the path so the right users reach it fast. When you do, retention and growth follow. Now take that first step, test your first value event, and refine. Until next time, keep delivering value.